We are here with Bria, an Ensign College alumni, and we're going to be talking to her a little bit about her career in interior design. So, Bria, did attending Ensign College uniquely prepare you in any way for your career?
Yes, it did. Everything that I learned at Ensign College helped prepare me to be a better employee.
And can you talk to me a little bit about the faculty and staff at Ensign College and how they helped you grow personally for your career?
Yeah, I really loved my teachers at Ensign College. They helped me a lot. And when I was preparing to interview for this job, I brought my portfolio to one of my teachers, and he helped me through it. And it was, not related to the class, but he took the time to walk through the portfolio with me. And I've had several teachers take me aside and help me individually. To grow and be better, not only with the schoolwork, but also if I had questions in my job or things that I was dealing with there, they were willing to help and to address those things.
That's great. So you would definitely say that the professors at Ensign College are very focused on your personal growth.
Yeah, they're really focused on the individual, and I think they care about each person's work. And because interior design and creativity is so individual, everybody's projects were so different, and they were able to address each person and where they wanted to go and what they were interested in.
Yeah. So going into those projects, how did the hands-on learning of creating different things for your courses and for your classes, how did that help you develop your skills even as a student?
All of the classes were very applicable to what I'm doing now. The software that I learned, AutoCAD, Revit, all of these things I'm using daily in my job, and I'm able to help even outside of our own interiors. I can help the architects with some drafting and have some other opportunities because of the skills that I learned at Ensign.
Awesome. So now talking a little bit about internships and opportunities, were there any opportunities that you received because of Ensign College that helped jumpstart your career?
Yeah, it was actually because of my internship class at Ensign that I was able to find this job. Our teacher had us get up and share what we were interested in, and everybody went around the room and shared what they wanted to do. And I got up and said that I wanted to work in commercial work, and I sat down, and one of my classmates said that she had just interviewed with a commercial firm and couldn't take the job because the time commitment was too high for her. And so it was because of her she referred me to this firm, and I was able to send in a resume in my portfolio and get an interview, and that's how I eventually got an internship here. It was a part-time job, and then after I graduated, I was lucky enough to get hired full-time and stay with the team, and it's been super helpful.
So now after having worked a little bit in the field and seeing the facilities and resources and equipment that you have access to here, how would you compare it to what you had access to at Ensign College?
It's really similar. I mean, all of the programs that we learned and had access to in school, the Adobe Suite, like I mentioned, Revit, AutoCAD, all of these things we use here. And even it's funny because when I was in school, we'd have troubles printing our assignments and get really frustrated. And it's similar here. We're trying to print it again, something's missing. And it really was interesting to see that those things correlate, and the things, and maybe a little bit of printing patience that I learned in school came with being able to print projects and be a good member of the team.
That's great. So were there any specific experiences or courses that you took at Ensign College that you thought were especially valuable?
I don't know if there was a class I took that wasn't valuable to me. I think that my business class taught me about all of the professional documents and things that you need to start a business and all of that sort of thing. My NCIDQ class taught me how to study for the NCIDQ, which I'm doing right now, studying for the NCIDQ, which I didn't think I would do so early in my career. And Ensign was the one that helped prepare me for that, and my awesome team that has encouraged me to move forward in my career. I think those are huge benefits of being able to have that.
Awesome. And now talking a little bit about Ensign College as a whole and the environment and the networking opportunities, were there any networking opportunities that you had that helped you as you pursued your career?
Yeah, well, at the end of my time there, we had a portfolio review where a lot of people came uh, from around to review our portfolios. And there was a fellow from a lighting company that we were using for one of our projects, and I was able to connect with him one-on-one and email him and look for some lighting options for some projects that we were working on. And then in addition to networking outside of Ensign, even inside, like my classmates, I built really great relationships with them. And I've had a couple people reach out and like, does anyone know that anyone's hiring? And we have a really great friendship there. And I have a couple of friends that I still get lunch with and connect with frequently, which has been really nice to stay in contact with people that I met.
That's great. So have there been any personal achievements or milestones that you have hit that have been a direct result of your education at Ensign College?
Well, yeah, so we took a lead course and we were encouraged to take the lead certification exam. We could just take it at the school, or we could really take the exam, pay to take the exam. And I ended up taking the exam and passing that exam, and that has helped give me that accreditation in my job. And that was a very direct correlation to helping jumpstart me and give me some extra credibility in the workforce.
And can you talk a little bit about what the LEAD program is and what the LEAD exam is?
Yeah, so LEAD is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, where it's basically helping designers be really conscious about sustainability, what materials are being used, how buildings are being built, how we can be kinder to the environment and lessen our carbon footprint in that way. So it gives you the knowledge to be conscious of that when you're choosing fabrics. You know, what kind of chemicals are we using on these fabrics, and how is that going to affect the people in the space? So being able to study that and have Ensign encourage, it was nice to have that option to have a accreditation.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome opportunity. And you talked a little bit about how you had peers and professors encouraging you to take that opportunity. So how would you describe the culture in the interior design program and at Ensign College as a whole?
My group that I was with, we kind of moved through the program together. We had girls that were taking the semesters at the same time, and our specific group was so awesome. We were all trying to help each other, and sometimes with creativity you can feel kind of a competitiveness, but there wasn't any of that in my experience. We were all trying to, that's an awesome design, like you can do it, and it can be kind of overwhelming. We were expected to do a lot, and it was a lot of work, and we had a lot of late hours and people stressing out over assignments and projects. But we were all there together, and we were like, okay, we can do it, and we're almost there, and it was really helpful to have a support system. Like, we're all going through the same thing, and it's hard, but we all want it, and we all want to do better and to be better designers and to help the health, safety, and welfare of people, and that's our goal.
So you talked about how for some of your time at Ensign College you were doing courses online. So what is the difference and the benefit of studying interior design in a college setting, in a classroom, versus online courses or being self-taught?
Yeah, so a lot of my classes were on Zoom for the first little bit because of COVID, and then the last 2 semesters I came in person. And it was so much better. I like online stuff, and I think it's convenient and nice, and they did a really, really great job at portraying the information and giving us things to do and giving us the help that we needed in the Zoom classes. They did a really great job at that. But interior design really is a hands-on. We're looking at physical fabrics, we're collaborating in person, and it was really helpful to be in person and to have your projects and to turn to someone and be like, look at this. Like, what do you think? Like, something's off. It's nice to get eyes, and we do that here at our office too. Like, my boss will stand far away and be like, look at these 2 things together, and it's just this collaborative experience, and that's what interior design is. We're designing your interior space that people are physically going to be in. So it's really nice to be in person and to be able to have that experience.
Awesome. So how would you say that Ensign College supported your well-being and growth aside from just academic success?
Yeah, I mentioned my professor helped me with my portfolio that had to do with me eventually getting this job that I currently have, and just the support that they were able to give outside of my assignments. They cared about my life and my job. And I also appreciated the spiritual aspect of, we'd start the class with a spiritual thought. And I remember one of my professors was like, God is a designer. He's a designer, and we're designing just like him, and we can, ask for his help. And that's helped me in my job to be able to connect those things and be like, I'm doing things that God does, right? And create spaces where people can feel happy and safe.
So after reminiscing a little bit about your experience at Ensign College, would you recommend it to aspiring interior designers, and why?
I absolutely would. It gave me all of the tools that I needed in order to go into a career and progress. And as I said, I'm working towards an NCIDQ certification, which is the next step, right? After college, after any interior design degree, the next step is moving towards an NCIDQ certification for commercial work. And Ensign College prepared me for that, and prepared me to be a team member, to be creative, to be proactive. And I definitely would recommend it to anyone that's thinking about it.
So now looking back, how did Ensign College help shape your vision and values as an interior designer?
I think Ensign College gave me the foundation that I needed. I think people that really love design kind of know that they love it and have an eye for it, and love to, do things like that. And Ensign College gave me the tools and skills that I needed to bridle the passion that I had for design. It helped me shape what I inherently love to do, and that was really helpful and beneficial.
Awesome. Well, Bria, thank you so much for talking to us a little bit about interior design.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today and talking with Bria a little bit about interior design. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And if you would like to know more about the interior design program at Ensign College, click on the link down below.